I'm Dr. Kemi for Kemi Talks Media. It's Thursday, the 8th of May, 2025. Let's talk about VDM and the EFCC case. Now that he has been released from EFCC custody, there are things that are still on the table that need to be dealt with. Let's talk about what he was asked during that interrogation. One of his legal team told me, exclusively that some of the questions that were asked was around his content creation. How does he create content? How does he make money from content? Now, for me, these are stupid questions. You want to know how somebody creates content. You have Saida Baj, you have comedian T1, you have Blessing CEO, you have Kemi Lawyer, you have Bobrisky, you have a lot of people who create content. First, you need to understand what content is. What are they created? I was a journalist for 31 years. I created news and information. I was a pharmacist for 37 years. I created health videos. Bobrisky creates himself, naked, half naked, whatever. Saida Baj screaming, yelling about her opinions. Daniel Rager writing his opinions on Twitter. Comedian D1 screaming, yelling about something or the other or hating on someone. Who else is there? There are various forms of content. Now you're saying, does he have a tax clearance for his content, his FIRS form? First of all, anytime you're receiving money from social media platforms, you have to file tax. I use my US Social Security number. Anything I make from Facebook or anywhere, the government has to know. And the laws in the US says if you're making less than a certain amount, you don't have to file taxes. Now, the Nigerian law, I'm not sure about. My business, Kemi Talks Media, is registered in Nigeria, but I've never really operated well over there with the business. So I haven't made enough money to be able to pay taxes to Lagos State or wherever I have to. All these content creators, they are supposed to fill that FIRS form. They're supposed to file taxes. They all need a TIN number. The TIN number is given to the social media platforms, and that's how they pay them in their dollars. Let's talk about the people that really should be paying the taxes, because even in America, the rich pay more taxes than the poor. The content creators that are doing skits, skit makers, comedians, they make a ton of money. Mark Angel, for one, his group there makes like $300,000 every month on just the skits. There's so many skit makers, Aloma, all of them, they're making money. They buy houses, they buy cars and everything. I used to watch Nigerians actually say that these people are Yahoo boys. They're not Yahoo boys. Making skits is a lot of money. I used to make skits. I just did it for like a little while and all that. I might come back into that. But it gets a lot of views and it gets a lot of money. And what happens after that, is they have to submit their tax forms. Most of these comedians and skit makers do have those tax forms. But let's go back to VDM. That's not excluding VDM for from not filing taxes or paying taxes or anything. But is VDM actually earning from content creation? What is he creating? Is he creating like activism causes? If VDM makes a post, it's mostly 99% about activism. He's either fighting for somebody or representing somebody in an activism way. Now, that is what we call tax exempt in in America. In most countries around the world, including Nigeria, people have tax exempt status. VDM owns an NGO. So he should be tax exempt from any kind of money he makes from content creating. So don't come after his money, EFCC. You're just enjoying the fact that you're dumb journalists in Nigeria don't give enough information to the public, and you have Kemi Lawyer sitting in one corner outside the country giving all the information to the people. I will educate the people. I repeat, I will educate the people, and it's free. On my platforms, I will educate the people. So VDM should be a tax exempt person because he has an NGO. If VDM makes a post about somebody ripping me off, that post will probably get 1 million views or more. Now, remember, Instagram is not monetized for views in Nigeria. Do your homework before you start interrogating VDM. Facebook and YouTube are just about the only ones. TikTok is not monetized for views in Africa. So even if he makes a post about me, someone ripping me off, and it comes to 1 million views, let's use Facebook or YouTube, his money is tax exempt because he has an NGO. For the NGO, okay, you can't come by and say all kinds of nonsense, all right? Because he said it, how can I be rich when I have an NGO that I'm running on debt? Okay, you guys got to understand how NGOs work. Okay, I don't have an NGO. I hope to open one in America or Canada or one of those places where I did a lot of work in gun violence and drug abuse. I actually want to do a running campaign for drug abuse and gun violence. Okay, if I ever go back, but I don't have an NGO. But I can tell you that, in fact, actual fact, I witnessed this as a journalist. What are the Nigerian journalists doing? Why are they not speaking up for VDM? Nobody asked you to fight for him. You need to speak up because you are the media. Okay, the fucking media in Nigeria does nothing for this young man. Because, of course, who owns the media? The politicians and the businessmen. So, I saw with my own eyes how people were donating to VDM. Okay, even I am running my own donation thing. And my own thing is about post-traumatic stress therapy. I need medical money. I don't have health insurance. Okay, I probably won't get health insurance till I'm 65 because I'm retired now. 65 is the age in America. So I beg people for money. I don't beg politicians or businessmen. I beg my fans, the people that read and enjoy my work. And I tell them to crowdfund it. And my fans will put 1,500, 200 naira, whatever they want to put together, and I appreciate them. I watched VDM raising money for his NGO, and I saw people donating as little as 200, 300, 400. And he was transparent by showing people exactly how much they were donating. As VDM will show us how much people were donating, 200, 300, 1,000, 5,000. One day he woke up and told us that somebody just donated 100 million. Everybody was like shocked. The next day he told us who donated it. And he said, Don Jazzy. And he said he wanted to reach out to the donor. And he did. And he went to Don Jazzy's office and he thanked him. That's really pretty good. Okay. Before Don Jazzy, that donation had reached 75 million. It's a lot. And that's what I always tell my own fans, that if you guys crowdfund 1,000 or 500 or something for me, that was when I was looking to build a media house. Okay, that's over now. I'm not doing that. I'm only looking for enough money to pay my medicals. But let's face it, if I have 770,000 people on Facebook and they all gave me 1,000 naira, I will raise 770 million naira. That's like twice as much as enough to build the big, majestic, state-of-the-art media house, digital center, everything. But Nigerians have to think more about crowdfunding. It's not begging, okay? Help people put things together. And anyway, let's get back to VDM. They did that for VDM and raised about 75 million, and Don Jazzy came with 100 and it became 175 and all that. There is nothing absurd about the fundraiser that VDM did. It was well done, it was organized, and it was transparent. But there were people that we didn't see. They were behind, they were haters. Okay, and he wanted to play a prank on the haters to see who they are. So he said that his money's gone. The Yahoo boys are taking it. Look at the people that came out and talked. That's how you know your haters now. Did I not do this on Twitter? When they were hating on me during NSARS, I shut off my Twitter page. And overnight, I was trending because people said Twitter has taken down my page. Nigerians were actually reporting my page and telling Twitter to take it down for supporting SARS. Imagine that. I was the one that said reform SARS. Shegma was on your end SARS. Ultimately, we changed and we went to end SARS instead of reforming SARS. At the end of the day, what did they do? They ended up hijacking the whole thing and taking the protests to the streets. 6 girls, and they made 400 million naira. Nigerians learned the hard way, but at the end of the day, the point I'm trying to make here is that VDM was transparent enough. And if that was the reason why the EFCC kept him for 5 days, it's very unprofessional to be asking him questions about how does he create content, how does he do this, how does he do that. Okay, he has an NGO, he's tax exempt. Go after the celebrities that create content for huge amounts of money and don't pay taxes. That's what you should be doing, EFCC. And you need to apologize to this young man. And we have not forgotten the GT case because someone stole his mother's identity inside that bank. It's an identity theft case, and they were using it to collect a loan. So that still needs to be sorted out. Thanks for listening, everyone. Share my video as always. Thanks, Nigerians. Yeah, I made VDM look younger in this picture.